And the Lakers take it 126-99. 22 made threes for the Lakers, a season high this year, shooting 55% from three. Luka Doncic finishes with 30, Austin Reeves with 20, and both Dorian Finney-Smith and Gabe Vincent each hit 4 threes on the day. It was an offensive juggernaut against a really, really good defensive team in the Oklahoma City Thunder. You know, OKC, they lost 2 straight now. This is only the second time this season they've lost a couple games in a row.
Press the panic button?
No panic button. No panic button for them, because guess what? Their next game is going to be against each other too. So they'll get a little revenge game maybe for them. But for the Lakers, they came out and they dominated this thing from start to finish.
They did, and that was pretty impressive because we know what they are, who they are, talking about the big three, and will the others continue to make shots. But Q, as we look at the standings, and you say to yourself with only 3 or 4 games left, who do you think the Lakers really want to play? Like right now, 3-6, you played Minnesota. Do you want to play the Warriors? You saw what the Warriors did to you the other night. You know what I mean? It's like, you see what I mean? It's like, do you want the Clippers? Then you got the Clippers at home, and that's, you know, a battle of the fight of L.A. I'm not sure who you want. Minnesota? Do you want Ant-Man? You want Ant-Man?
Ant-Man kind of by itself. Kind of.
I know.
I'm not mad at that either. I'm not mad at that either.
Not to say no disrespect to nobody else, but like, you know, he's the focal point and the big dog out there. Julius Randle has started to come on as of late, but for the whole season, it's been a little up and down. The one consistent constant has been Ant-Man.
Yeah, the one thing for the Western Conference is there really is no easy competition right now. You look 1 through 10, and it's like anybody that you get, you don't really want to play them anyways because it's going to be tough. All of these series are going to be really fun to watch, but when you look at a team like the Lakers, and I know we talk defensively, they need to figure it out a little bit more because offensively they're going to get their numbers. Yeah. But you mentioned this right before we came on air. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander didn't have a single free throw attempt. The first time that's happened since 2021.
That's a mystery. Yeah, that's weird and crazy to me then, because the way he plays the game, his game draws contact. So, I mean, for him to not get a foul, it was a couple plays I saw him holding his arms up when he went in there and thought he got fouled. One of them days, like you said, LeBron didn't shoot any free throws. So, you know, maybe they was just not really calling a lot of calls today, but it was a blowout as well. So, you know, when it's a blowout, let's get up out of here, run the clock. That's how it go kind of sometimes. Yeah,
Luka Doncic, obviously, we expect him to do this most nights. I mean, he had 30 points, 7 rebounds, 6 assists. He made 5 threes. All 5 of those threes were in the first half, by the way. What did you think of his performance tonight?
Something that we know that Luka's going to bring to the table each night. The question is, how does he get in that kind of what I call playoff shape now with only 4 games left, Q? What do you do? Well, tonight he showed us that if you don't communicate properly on defense, you over-switch. Hartenstein, solid defense, but still too much air there, 3 ball. Same thing here. You got the big fella on the island. He gets his steam. He's going left. Isaiah Joe's kind of in no man's land. Step back. You knock down another one. Offense is the Lakers' defense right now because the opposing team's taking out of the net. Williams get a little push, get out the way. I hear a tweet, get him to the free throw line. Now, as the kids say, Q, he's in his bag. He's feeling good. You look at the score. Now you play a little trickery basketball. A little curl screen here. Pop out, catch it, wait to see what the defense does. You try to go under. Dirk, we know you're a big-time defender. There's just too much airspace for Luka. Now I'm just feeling myself, throw the ball back. I see a teammate wide open. You knock down the shot. The Lakers' defense is their offense. Beginning of this ball game, kept OKC on their heels all night long.
It definitely did. And when you have guys like Gabe Vincent and Dorian Finney-Smith, too, who are draining threes at an extremely high clip. I looked last Monday against the Rockets. Both of them had 4 made threes, I think, again tonight. Both of them had 6 made threes in that game, which was pretty incredible. And then tonight, both of them have 4 made threes. Like, that's off the bench, too.
Yeah, this is the Gabe Vincent they thought they were trading for. After, you know, when he got there, he had some injuries and some stuff going on that he had to get over. But this is who they thought they were getting when they first went from a hard-nosed guy, gritty guy that could shoot the ball, plays amazing defense and pressures and has great intensity and is a great team player. The thing that was surprising to me, or not so much surprising, is that, okay, like you said, they over-switched. All of those plays we just looked at Luka, Hartenstein, somebody else, it's like Lou Dort wasn't on him when we saw those plays. And that's the guy who plays the best defense, who has dropped those guys' averages in those games against them. So I agree with 3D that it was way too much over-switching and way too much Luka with a big man on an island.
Yeah.
And that's where he lives. He's going to thrive there every day of the week and twice on Sunday. So that's what we got today.
Yeah, and twice on Sunday. It is Sunday. So he definitely did. He definitely did.
30 of them on Sunday.
But here's the thing.
30 of them on Sunday.
But they play each other again in a couple days. So you look at OKC, what adjustments do they make? Or was it just an off game for them on the defensive side? Or do you think the Lakers really took advantage?
I'm going to say that Coach Daigneault and his staff are going to say, guys, we're going to watch a little bit of this film, and the word at the top of the film is going to say effort. They didn't do anything schematically that was so different we hadn't seen all season long. And there's something that as every coach has somebody on that staff that has the iPad behind the bench showing all the plays. It was an effort game tonight, and give the credit all to the Lakers.
Yeah, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, though, 71 now games with 20 more points. That's pretty good last time I checked. Yeah, he kept that streak going. He had 26 points on the night, 9 assists, 3 rebounds. He's keeping the streak alive.
Death, taxes, and SGA getting 20 plus is automatic. Like, listen. But, like, hey, I think, like what 3D said, this is just a game that you don't put no crazy emphasis on. Like, man, every team in the league have about 5 to 10, maybe. The better one's probably a little lower, but, like, you have some stinkers in the season. It's unfortunate that you had it today this close to the playoffs and against this team, somebody you're going to see, but you don't put no big, you know, you don't do too much with it. Like you said, he get with his staff, watch the tape, and then decipher what they got to do. But you don't even make this a huge deal because they the best team in the NBA. They're allowed to lose one game here. There, everybody that got blew out once or twice this season. So it's not a big deal like that. Just get back to your regularly scheduled program and get back to what y'all do.
As long as you don't lose to Utah or the Pelicans, or like the Wizards have shown us recently, they beat some playoff teams they shouldn't lose. Those are the ones that look bad. You lost to a team you could possibly face in the playoff, then you can deal with it.
Which I think would be a really fun playoff series. I'm excited for the next game that they have coming up in a couple days. Time to take our first half. It really is incredible. And all the pieces that they have, like you were saying, like if you broke up this team, the pieces wouldn't necessarily work as well in other places. But the fact that all of these guys are together, like a Case and Wallace is balling right now. Lou Dort bringing that defensive intensity. And Shai Gilgeous-Alexander being a superstar like he is, choosing to play defense every single day. It's been really fun to watch. Now, I know this Western Conference, it's been a juggernaut this season, if you will. OKC sitting at the top. The Houston Rockets quietly sitting in that second place spot. The Lakers have moved their way up to third. The Nuggets at fourth. Golden State Warriors, they have a renewed sense of confidence acquiring Jimmy Butler, which has been a whole different story. The Timberwolves holding that final playoff spot right now, trying to stay out of the play-in tournament. But let's talk about the Lakers. They've won 3 of their last 4 overall, adding Luka. They now really do have that big 3 between LeBron James, Austin Reeves, Luka Doncic. What have been your thoughts of the way that they've kind of propelled themselves up the Western Conference?
Well, I think the honeymoon is over. Now teams are watching the film. We know LeBron, Luka, and Austin Reeves, they check the boxes. But now when teams are in the fourth quarter, they're attacking those gaps and holes and making now the Laker defense that we thought, Q, when the marriage first started, they were playing lights out defense. But now we all have film now. And Jackson Hayes and Vanderbilt, that's your only real bigs. So do we possibly go small ball for the big picture? Does Dalton Connect get a few more minutes because we know he's a shot maker? Because that's what's going to happen. What are they doing? They're loading up on LeBron. They're loading up on Luka. They're getting off the ball. And all those shots they were making the first, say, 10 games, they're not making now, on top of they're not getting the stops.
My thing with their defense is that it's like, now that they've seen what they had that hot start. Now we're going to pick Luka every time. We're going to put him in the pick and roll late in the game. You got to guard. Austin Reeves, if you out there, you got to guard. We're going to put all of you guys that's not the greatest. If defense isn't your strong suit, we're going to exploit that and put you in those positions. And they literally picked on Luka and Reeves, and they, like, you know, it looks bad when it happens. So, like, no matter who's in the game, they say, okay, we'll take this guy. We'll give him the ball. Whoever you guard, and come screen and put him in that action. It's a double-edged sword because it's trying to tire him down so that he can't do everything that he's capable of doing offensively because he has to do some work. And if he don't, he just get blew by. He's second in the league in blow by since coming to the Lakers.
That's crazy.
Isn't that what happened in the Celtics series?
Yes.
They did not let him off the hook. That's why he was